leave a good tip. I'ma blow it with my money and don't get too shook. Let's do this one